Hey guys, it's Mike. I picked up a Gibson Firebird Zero, and I would never call my guitar model a Zero. But in any case, they did. $325 used at Guitar Center. $325 and used because it had a couple of very, very minor blemishes on it. So whoever bought the guitar originally, it didn't do a whole lot with it. Other than put a couple of minor nicks in it, which I was able to cover up with some black marker. And you can see I added my name to the headstock. I personalized it. That's a vinyl sticker. They come out great. I'll leave the link to the guy who does them. It's off of eBay. So I didn't know what to expect with this guitar. When I was playing it at Guitar Center, it felt nice. It's nice and light. The neck felt good. And I thought to myself, okay, well, it's a Gibson, $325. Let's take it home and see what we have. So I did a couple of things to it, aside from putting my name on it. That is removable, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. Is I swapped out the bridge. So what you see there is not the bridge that comes with the guitar. That's a Hipshot Baby Grand. It's a replacement bridge for guitars that come with wraparounds. So let me go show you what the original bridge looked like, and so we can make a comparison. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back. The original bridge is this, and you can find these on AliExpress, eBay, Amazon. They're not very expensive. So the premise behind these bridges versus a regular wraparound is you have the saddles. So the string comes in here, wraps around the back, over the saddle, and the ability to adjust the saddles allows you to intonate the guitar. Great idea, it does work. The problem with these bridges is, let me just put it over here so I don't drop it on the guitar. Take a look at the height. So you might say, well, so what? Well, what happens is, once you put that on the guitar, because of the height, the bottom to the top of the saddles, you can only get the string so low. And so you're going to have very high action on the guitar. And that's the problem with these. Along with the fact that when you put them on the guitar, because the strings pull forward, they always lean forward like this. They're never horizontal, they always do this. And so on this guitar it was no different. I took a look at it at Guitar Center, and I knew, what it was going to look like because I've worked on guitars like this before with these types of bridges, but it leaned forward like this. So, aesthetically it doesn't look good, and more importantly, you want to get the strings lower than where they had it set. Okay, so I had a Hipshot lying around because it was on another guitar that I had, which I eventually sold, and before I sold it, I put the original bridge back on it. So the Hipshot, I'm trying to remember what it cost. I think it's around $65, $70. A little on the expensive side, but it's an excellent bridge to put on a guitar that comes with a traditional wraparound bridge. So you can see here, you see how it's not leaning forward? It's perfectly horizontal. And that's because what's happening is it acts like a regular guitar with a tune-o-matic and a tailpiece. This is the tailpiece, and then we have the adjustable saddles. What you have to do when you put these types of bridges on, you have to measure starting here in front of the nut all the way down to 24 3/4 inches. Because Gibsons have 24 3/4 inch necks. The 24 3/4 mark, you really should have your saddles centered between the where it rides here in the channel. Okay, does that make sense? That's a good starting point. And you may have to do some adjusting after that. There are some adjustment screws back here, here. Oops, sorry. Here and right here. You can't see this one here, but it's an Allen wrench. You turn it, and what that screw does is it allows you to move the bridge back a little bit, and if you loosen it, it moves it forward. So the point we're trying to make is that this is a much better bridge, and it in my view, it allows you to have a better playing guitar because you can lower the action to where you would normally have it if you had like a Les Paul or SG or even a Fender, some other guitar. Okay, so I did that. I noticed when I did bring it home that I was pretty impressed with the pickups, and so what I did was I pulled the spec sheet here from Gibson, and you can see the rhythm and lead pickups are what they're referring to as double slug DSC Gibson made in the USA humbuckers, and they're nice. They have a lot of presence, a lot of power, and so they were not disappointing at all. I was wondering about the pickups when I bought it because I didn't play it in the store. I figured I'll just take it home and futz around with it, and if I had to swap out pickups I would, but I don't have to. But if you take a look at some of the other features, mini button tuners, and I don't know why that's a feature. Maybe they had to fill space on the website. A Tectoid nut, which is like a tusk nut. It's self-lubricating. It's a good nut. Helps the guitar to stay in tune. A glued-in slim taper maple neck with a satin nitro finish, which means it's not a bolt-on. One-piece rosewood fingerboard. Yes, I'll show you the fingerboard in a second. It's nice and thick. A new Firebird Zero body design made of solid poplar. New light gloss true nitro finish. The finish is pretty good on it. In fact, it's real nice. It's not going to be the type, you can see like the wood grain. Let me see if I can get maybe the window will help in this instance because you can see the grains of the wood. So the finish is pretty nice on it. We talked about the pickups. It has the adjustable wraparound bridge, which I just talked about. I would toss that as soon as you get it. Invest some money in a Hipshot. You'll be better off for it. Simple controls for the simple people who play the guitar. Again, why is that a feature? And you get a padded gig bag with it. This didn't come with a gig bag. So, in any case, the other thing that I did with this guitar was I swapped out the knobs. It came with black top hats. It also came with a black tip for the selector switch. The one thing that bugged me a little bit about the guitar was everything was black, so there was very little contrast. So by adding the chrome knobs and the chrome tip, it adds a little contrast to it. Now, I also want to swap out the pick guard. I want to get a white pearloid because I think that'll look really sharp with the guitar. It will contrast very nicely with the black. And I couldn't find any. I was on Reverb.com, Stratosphere, which is, they sell a lot of Gibson shells that you can put your own Gibson together. Occasionally, they had some for sale, and they had the white pearloid, the one I was looking for, but I wrote them and they're out of stock. So what I did this morning was I wrote Gibson, and I asked if it's possible to pick up a white pearloid pickguard for this. Hopefully they don't charge me an arm and a leg. If they do, I'll just leave the black one on. See how thick that rosewood is? Yeah, it looks nice. The finish as far as the frets, the fret dressing on the side, it's pretty good. To be honest with you, for a quote-unquote Gibson, I would expect it to be a little better up here, but it's not bad. As we get closer to the nut, as is usually the way this works, it feels much better. But up above the 12th fret, especially up in here, I mean, it's not bad. It's a little rough though. It could be a little smoother. Maybe if I have some time, I'll take care of that. We'll see. I didn't check the fret leveling on it, but I did play the heck out of it yesterday, and there were no issues with any fretting out or buzzing. So I don't think I'm going to bother with the frets. As long as you don't get any fret buzzing or fretting out, you should be good to go. I got the action down to exactly where I wanted it. When it first came, the action was way too high, as I mentioned before, and I was able to get the action down because of this baby here, the Hipshot Baby Grand wraparound. Okay, let's turn her over. All right, so this is what she looks like. You can see there's the serial number. It's upside down because of the way the guitar is oriented, but the neck has this like satin finish to it. Very easy on the hands, I will say that. And there's the back of the body. Nothing to scream home about. Interesting though, you know, it's just glued in, and a lot of guys will, you know, there's a debate between set necks versus bolt-ons, and I thought to myself, well, you know, this could easily have been a bolt-on. All they did was, you know, take this and glue it in, and now it's not called a bolt-on, it's called a set neck, but I don't know. I personally don't get too involved in those debates because Fender's been making bolt-ons forever, and there's no quality issues or problems with Fenders, right? Anyway, so that's it. I thought you guys might want to take a look at it. Again, this is a 2017 Gibson Firebird Zero. And I'm thinking maybe even, you know, just calling it a Zero is a bad marketing move. I don't know. I wouldn't have done that, but in any case. All right, you guys, have a great day. Talk soon.